All right, everyone, back to the second half of today's podcast, Monday, February 26, 2024, MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Morton, joined by our co-host here, Mr. Big Marcel, and we're going to be previewing UFC Vegas 87, which at this point has, let me count, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fights confirmed. There's a rumor that Turcios and Rosas could be out of this card, but Marcel has talked, or I don't know if he's talked to Turcios himself, but he's heard that. So for what you're hearing, that fight's not signed. I mean, it's still possible it could get signed, Marcel, if they offer him more money, probably. That's probably what it comes down to. But at this point, that fight's not confirmed for this card. And then also, we should mention, Ludovit Klein is still waiting an opponent. He's versus to be determined. And Vinicius Oliveira, he's also waiting for an opponent versus to be determined. So we'll quickly touch on those fights when we go through the preview here, but from what Marcel's hearing, we don't know. They're looking for opponents, but we don't know, right? That's
listen, Klein got an opponent, but I need to have both sides before I can announce anything, so I'm not going to do it yet. If I get notification during the podcast, I will announce it here, but if not, I cannot do it. And with Vinicius Oliveira, they're still searching as far as I know, but they want to keep him on the card. He's in Vegas already, so yeah.
There you go. Okay, we'll get a couple of comments. Yeah, this fight's off. Oliveira, Gemery. Gemery's out of the fight. Stop, Antoine. That's okay, man. You can go back and listen to the first podcast. Right now it's 9, but Marcel's hearing they're going to find an opponent for Klein, so probably 10, and there could be up to 12. Why didn't they book Klein versus Ribeiro instead of Ribeiro Alvarez? I don't really know what happened there.
Ribeiro was supposed to fight on March 16, I think. And his opponent pulled out, I don't know who it is, but he wasn't going to fight on that card because he also couldn't make it. So he's probably not ready to fight also on this card. So he's fighting in April against Alvarez. So yeah.
I don't think that's the guy. Actually, I'm hearing it's someone else. Quant. I don't know where you heard that. It's someone else. Again, we can't say. Marcel knows who it is. He can't say because he's waiting for confirmation. But we're hearing it's someone else. Yeah, it's something interesting, Glenn, with that rehydration for sure. These guys saying dog Turcios. I don't think so.
I have no idea about that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll get some breaking news during the preview podcast here. We've had it before. Marcel's gotten text messages before, so you never really know. I know he's waiting back to hear from one of the who's manager? Klein's manager? Is that? The opponent. My bad. I didn't try to trick you. I just forgot. My bad. So I want to say who it is. All right. Do you ever go back to having fans every event? They should. The Apex thing is, kind of run its course. All right, let's get into the card. UFC Vegas 87. Marcel, I ask you this all the time. What do you think of this card? Because to me, it's kind of one of the weakest showings, man. What do you think?
To be really honest, there are some names on this card I really like, so it's not like the card is kind of underwhelming, maybe, but I think there are some fun matchups on it. So, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. It's a little bit of an earlier card, which is no problem. It's fun. It's better than 4 a.m. in the morning, and the main card starts in Mexico. Now we got it at 10 p.m. over here, which is good for you. It's actually 4 p.m. I think. So I mean, yeah, that's good. Yeah. For me, it's also good, man. I'm always awake till 5 a.m. or something, so I can do some stuff, some other stuff after the fights. So
there you go. All right, yeah. So let's get into the card. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, it's an okay card, but the main event it's not a main event. Let's be honest, it's really not. All right, let's get into the card, guys. Start with the first fight of the night, work our way up. We're using UFCstats.com, although again the orders, including some fights that are canceled. So we'll just skip through those ones. All right, we'll start with the first one here. We have Abdul-Kareem Al-Selwady against Loik Radzhabov at the lightweight division. Odds for this one: Al-Selwady minus 166, Loik Radzhabov plus 140 underdog. Marcel, you start with us off here. Who do you think wins?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in Abdul-Kareem Al-Selwady, dude. I think he's very solid. He's from Fortis MMA, tried for years to come in the UFC. Got a super tough contender series fight against George Hardwick, which I don't think he was supposed to win if it comes to the UFC, but he did well and he won the fight, and he got the contract. So good for him. Loik Radzhabov, very good fighter as well. Had that fight against Ribovic that should have got the fight of the night, in my opinion, also in your opinion. And then he lost to Ribeiro. Yeah, I mean, that's not too bad. I think it will be a close fight, but I think Abdul-Kareem's Al-Selwady gets his first win in the UFC here, so I'm going with him. But I think it will be a close fight. I think it will be a fun fight, and looking forward to it, man. It's, in my opinion, a little bit low on the card.
All right, hit the button for me. Hit the button. Yeah, taking a dog here, first fight of the night, taking a dog, taking Loik Radzhabov. And the reason is I think the wrestling. I think he can wrestle this guy. I don't know enough about this guy's takedown defense to think that he can keep this fight standing against a guy that, landed 11 takedowns against Ribeiro. And I get, that the fight with Ribeiro wasn't good. It was not a good fight at all for him. He gets dropped twice and knocked out. But, I think Ribeiro is future, like, top 50 material, top 10 maybe. Loik has more experience. Loik's fought better competition. He's obviously got, more losses, but I just think he's fought way better competition. I just don't know how good this guy is. I know he beat George Hardwick. It was a nice upset, really nice upset there. Not a lot of people thought he'd win that fight. He has a nice win streak going. He has more momentum. So there's a lot of stuff going for Al-Selwady, and he's the favorite here. So I get that. But I just think Loik can wrestle this guy, man. I think he can make it a competitive fight and win the decision here as a dog. So I'm going with the plus 140 dog here. I think he can get the job done, Marcel. So we'll kick off the card with a dog here, boys. Hit the button one more time, man. I want to hear that. Roof. Love it. Fucking love it. We'll see what happens, though. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We got Christian Leroy Duncan against Claudio Ribeiro. Odds for this one, Duncan minus 265, Ribeiro plus 215. I should mention, I look at the opening odds always, and the odds makers opened up Ribeiro as the favorite. That must have been a mistake or something, because Duncan, to me, is the clear favorite in this fight, Marcel. I think he wins. I think he's the better version of these two guys. They're both basically strikers, but I think he's the better guy, more solid, better cardio. Ribeiro's going to gas again. To me, the question is, like, does he win a decision or does he knock this guy out? I think he can go either way, to be honest with you. I think Duncan, he hasn't been amazing yet in the UFC. He had, obviously, the loss to Armand, but he comes back with the knockout win over Tuluman, and then obviously beat the Dusko by injury. You know what, man? I'm going to go with a knockout here for Duncan. I'll go with knockout just because this guy's been knocked out twice already, and I know that guys, they knocked him out pretty good, Abdul-Razak and Kopylov, but you know what? Duncan's got some power too. He's got some tricks up his sleeve. I'll take him by knockout. Christian Leroy Duncan. I feel pretty good about him here, man. What do you think?
×2, next fight. Yes, exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Yeah, there wasn't. That's, to me, this is like a good spot. I like him quite a bit to win this fight. Go to the next fight here. We have Aiemann Zahabi, aka Ariel Helwani, against Javid Basharat. Odds for this one, man, minus 520 on Javid, plus 390 on Aiemann Zahabi. By the way, I don't know if you saw it. UFC Canada posted a picture of the fight, and they posted, you see that? They posted a picture of Farid Basharat, not Javid, and then Aiemann Zahabi's like, hey, you got the wrong brother in the picture. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I haven't seen that, actually. No.
Oh, my God. They're so bad at it. I don't know who did that, but that was a mistake. Someone's getting fired. No, I'm joking. Yeah, Javid's a 5-1 favorite. And at some sports books, I'm looking 7-1. Javid wins this fight. I think he probably wins the decision. Zahabi's, pretty tough. I think he probably gets the decision here. Zahabi, you know what? He's done really well lately. He's won 3 straight fights. I think as an underdog in those fights, or at least 2 of them. He's done really well. He's a guy that, a lot of us don't really think is a great fighter, but he's done well. But I just think Javid is like much better fighter. And like, to be honest with you, I'm just surprised they're doing this fight because I think Javid could have got a top 15 guy at this point. Anyways, I think Javid wins and then he'll get his top 15 opponent. Javid by decision. What do you think?
That's the most obvious pick, I think. Maybe they want to punish Javid a little bit because of that Victor Henry fight last time,
Yeah.
But he's going to win the decision. Listen, nothing against Aiemann Zahabi. I think he's a solid guy, but I'd be surprised if Javid doesn't win the decision here. He's super tough with his wrestling, and those Basharat brothers are good, man. I really like what Farid said last time. Like, better face us now than you face us in 5 years when we are even much better than we are now. But Javid for me as well. Decision.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Go to the next fight here. We got Eryk Anders taking on Jamie Pickett in the middleweight division. And for this one, we have Anders is and by the way, sorry, I'm not using the what's it called? The UFC stats lineup. Marcel sent me the actual lineup. But we have Eryk Anders taking on Jamie Pickett, and Eryk Anders is a big favorite here. Eryk Anders minus 340, Pickett plus 270. I like Anders to win by knockout. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm also picking. I kind of pick Pickett. Yeah, I pick Pickett. I
Yep.
cannot pick Pickett. I think Pickett. Pickett got another fight because of that Bo Nickel thing, but he got another fight after that one as well. So I was actually surprised he got another one.
Yeah.
But I think Anders wins as well. By the
Okay,
way,
so
Alex
yeah, I
posted.
know. I just saw the cat's out of the bag. So Marcel knew what the fight was. It was AJ Cunningham against Ludovit Klein. We'll break this fight down right now, actually, because
Yeah,
it's
of
actually
course.
the funny thing is, it's actually the next fight. It actually is the right. It's the main event of the prelims, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's funny. We don't have odds for this one, but we'll break it down. AJ Cunningham coming out at short notice. Alex Bahunin broke the fight on Twitter just now. Marcel knew what it was, but he needed to get confirmation from the other side and couldn't do it. So we were teasing it, guys. We tried, man. Marcel was trying. He was trying to do it, but he couldn't. But Alex did it. So, anyways, we don't have odds for it, but I'd imagine Klein will be like a 3-1 favorite, maybe 4-1 here. And I think Klein probably knocks Cunningham out. What do you think?
That's what I think as well. We saw Cunningham against Steve Wynn for Dana White Contender Series. He got pretty manhandled in that fight, and now he's going a weight class up on short notice. Yeah, I think Klein wins the fight, man.
Yeah, me too, man. So we have the same pick there. But again, guys, we don't have odds for it yet. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We have the opening main card bout. Matt Schnell taking on Steve Erceg. Astro Boy minus 325, Schnell plus 260. I kind of feel like there's a lot of obvious favorites on this card, man. I think Erceg's another one. This guy's impressive. He's looked good. Schnell's a guy that's very inconsistent. He's a guy that's very his durability is in question, I think. For me, again, the question is, does he finish the fight or does he win a decision? I think Astro Boy actually probably submits Matt Schnell. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. So I'm going to go with Astro Boy Marcel. I feel good about him here. I think he wins by submission. What do you think?
I feel the same way, man. I feel Erceg has looked pretty well in the UFC. He had a little bit of the difficulties with Alessandro Costa last time, but Costa's pretty decent, I think Schnell got that win over Sumudaerji, but that's like he came back from adversity in that fight, which was really good. But Schnell is kind of the guy that is really inconsistent, in my opinion. I'm also on Erceg. I think they rebooked this fight. This fight was supposed to happen, I think, originally on the card where Erceg fought Costa as a late replacement. Now they have rebooked this one. It's perfect, I think Erceg wins the fight.
Yep, I'm with you on that one. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. Yeah, I know it's a favorite heavy card. Most of them probably win. Schnell and Perez might pull up, maybe. Who knows? They should have matched those guys up at each other. Well, yeah, they could have. All right, go to the next fight here. We have biggest favorite in the card. Umar Nurmagomedov, minus 1050 against Bekzat, Almakhan, plus 675. I'll be honest, I didn't even do the tape study on this guy because I fully expect him to get smashed. I'm not betting on Umar anyways. Minus 1,000, there's no value really. The way to go would probably be him by submission. The Bekzat guys lost once by submission. I did see that. I just don't really think that Umar would lose to a guy like this, and I don't even want to bother doing the tape study. I know that sounds bad, but I just don't care enough about doing it for this fight. This fight's just weird to me. I don't know, man. I think Umar probably finishes this dude. What do you think?
You would think so, It kind of feels like, remember when Islam fought Ahmad Saruki and nobody knew Arman really, really well, This kind of feels the same. I would go with a decision with 3 rounds for Umar, I think Bekzat can go to a decision, but I'm not sure. It's hard. It's really hard to break down this fight, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I just think it's a fight that at minus 1050, what's the point of even putting this guy in a parlay? Really, what's the point? He doesn't really beef it up that much. And again, the way to go would probably be like an under 2.5 or whatever it is, like just him by finish. But I guess this guy could surprise us. I don't know, Marcel. I just think it's a weird fight, man. Personally, I completely agree, Tristan. This would be one of the biggest upsets of all time. It would be. It really would be. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We got Alex Perez taking on Mohammad Mokaev, and hopefully Perez shows up in this fight. He's your boy, Marcel, but he pulls out of a lot of fights. Odds for this one, Mokaev minus 290, Perez plus 235. Once again, I'm going with the favorite here, man. I think that Mokaev, he did struggle a little bit against Tim Elliott, and he was actually going to lose that fight if he didn't submit him. But at the end of the day, Perez coming off 2 straight submission losses, taking in a guy that's very good at grappling, taking in a guy that can submit people. that's the way this fight goes. Mokaev by submission. I feel good about it. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel the same way. That Alex Perez is pulling out of a lot of fights, and that he has some struggle with his health. He says he's good now to go. The thing with Mokaev is that really scares me about him is that he got the finishes in the third round against Filio and against Elliott. But if it went to the scorecards, he wouldn't have won. Because I think 2 judges had him 20-18 Elliott in that fight, going into the third round. And with the Filio, if he didn't get that submission win, he would have lost that fight as well. So I think Mokaev is a really good fighter. The thing with Mokaev is he does really well on the ground. He's really top heavy with his pressure, with his wrestling, but he doesn't inflict too much damage. You know what I mean? And that's where the judge is looking at it. That's the thing here. I think it will be a tough fight, man, against Perez. If Perez is on his A game, it will be a tough fight for him. Man, this I think it's much more difficult than you make it sound. Actually, man, maybe I'm a little bit more difficult in this one because I'm pretty good with Mokaev and also pretty good with Perez.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, let me just say this: I thought Perez, when he came to the UFC, was a guy that was going to fight for the belt, and he did, and he lost. But he's fought one time the last like 3.5 years, man. He doesn't fight enough to me, and he pulls out so many fights.
But so did Ortega,
That's true. That's very true. I agree with that. But the thing is, like, there's a clear weakness here with the submission defense coming off 2 straight submission losses.
I agree. But against Pantoja and Figueiredo.
Pardon?
But against the current champion and the former champion,
Very true. I agree. I mean, it's
that's why it's tricky.
It is. It's a little bit tricky, I guess, but I still think he wins. I think Mokaev wins. I think he wins. And you know what? Like, I think if he didn't struggle against Elliott, he'd be a bigger favorite here. But because he's kind of struggled in that fight, he's only minus 290. Because really, you look at his 11-0, 1-0 contest, and what was he, 25-0 as an amateur? I mean, the guy's never fucking lost.
I might also go for Mokaev. I will go with decision, but not a finish.
There you go. All right, we'll get a couple comments. Cunningham getting in. Yeah, I mean, it's short notice, right? Perez making juice, is he? Is that what he's doing?
Perez has an ice cream salon he has in California. So he's an owner from there. Yeah.
Hey man, you got to make money, right? So I don't blame him. All right, we'll go to the co-main event here. We got Vitor Petrino taking on Tyson Pedro. Petrino minus 290, Pedro plus 235. Another big favorite here, man. And Marcel, for me, this is Vitor Petrino's fight to lose. I think this guy's legit. What I like about him is, like, not only can he knock you out, but he can submit you on the ground too, and he can wrestle a bit too. Like, I think this guy's one of the better light heavyweight prospects. He's looked really good in the UFC, man. He's shown skills everywhere. First fight with Turkai, grapples him, takes him down, wrestles him, wins a decision. Against Prachnio, takes him down, submits him. Against Bukowskis, knocks him out. Contender series, he gets dropped, comes back, knocks the guy out. I think this guy's really good, 10-0. I think he's really solid. And Pedro, obviously more experience. He's fought better competition. I get that, but I guess he's coming off 3 knockout wins, but I don't know, man. I think he's kind of a guy that, to me, I would fade him if I can against a good prospect like this. And I'm going to take the shot on it. So Petrino, and I think he finishes this fight. I'm leaning a knockout here. I think he'll just stay standing. I think he knocks out Pedro. What do you think?
So the funny thing is, like, Pedro could finish Anton Turkalj in the first round, and Petrino couldn't finish him. At the other side, Petrino knocked out Bukowskis, who won against Pedro. So the thing is, like I said also in the Dutch podcast earlier today, Pedro is super inconsistent to me. He got the wins against Harry Hansacker, yeah. Ike Villanueva, yeah. Then he lost to Bukowskis, and then he got the win over Turkalj. And Turkalj fought stupid. He should have taken him to the ground, in my opinion, and not strike with him. Petrino has more ways to win than Pedro. Pedro has to knock him out to win, probably. Petrino also can use his ground game, in my opinion. But to be really honest, I think Petrino is the more talented guy. I think he knocks him out in the first round. So I'm going with Vitor Petrino here.
Yeah, we went the same pick there. And then the last fight in the card, main event, we got Jairzinho, Rozenstruik taking on Shamil Gaziev. Gaziev, minus 155 favorite, Rozenstruik plus 130. You can start on this one, Marcel. Who's your main event pick?
So if you look at Jairzinho's last fights, he got 1 win over Chris Daukaus. He lost the other 3 against Almeida, against Volkov, and against, help me out, against, who did he lose against as well? Damn. Help me out for a second, Adam.
What was it? Say it again.
I said he fought 4 fights. His last 4 fights, he lost 3, he won 1. He lost to Almeida Volkov. I don't know the third one anymore. I just forgot.
My apologies. I'll take a look right now. It was Blades.
Yeah, of course, the decision against Blades. So he lost against good fighters, but still, man, he has obvious problem with the ground game, Shamil Gaziev got from the Contender Series, got a good win there against Greg Velasco. Then he fought Budai, and he really impressed me against Budai, I gotta say, man. I didn't pick him in that fight, but he got the win there, so good for him. Yeah, this is a difficult one, actually, man. I think many people will say Gaziev is going to do it, but at the same time, I don't know. I think Gaziev is 1 year younger than Rozenstruik is. It's his first main event, obviously, for Gaziev. This can be either really quick or really boring for 5 rounds. I gotta go Gaziev, man. Maybe I'm crazy, but I gotta go Gaziev. I just think he has more ways to win, man. He can win with stand-up against Rozenstruik, although Rozenstruik can knock him out as well. But he can also win with the ground game. And Rozenstruik really has a bad ground game. Let's be honest. I like the guy a lot. He's a very cool guy. But his ground game is not good. So I'm going to go Gaziev, and I think he finishes early.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on this one, too. I have to go with Gaziev. I mean, listen, man, I wasn't sure with this guy because I wasn't super impressed with the contender fight against the Velasco guy, but my God, he looked fucking amazing against Budai. He looked amazing in that fight, incredible. And he's a guy that's in his prime right now. I mean, I know he's 34, but it's a little bit older. But the thing is, for heavyweight, it's kind of in his prime, undefeated. He's only been fighting as a pro for like 4 years, which is crazy. Now he's taking a top 15 guy. But just based on that performance, man, how do you not pick him here? And like the odds are really low too. -155 is low. Rozenstruik, obviously, way more experience. He's a really good striker, tons of power, 7 knockouts in the UFC. He's definitely a good striker, man. But the thing is, the ground game is not very good either. And I think Shamil could take him down, but I also think Shamil could knock him out too. I just think I think this guy's legit, man. I really do. After seeing that last fight, because I was pretty decently high in Budai. I was, and for him to go in there and destroy him like that was to me what I needed to see from this guy. My only thing is, like, what happens if he doesn't finish him though in like the first couple rounds? Like, what if the fight goes 5? That's the thing that worries me, because if it gets extended, we've seen Yair go 5 rounds and knock out over him, obviously, and go 5 with Gone. So that's the interesting part to me. But I think he probably finished the fight. So I would say if you're going to bet on Gaziev, you might as well just take him by knockout or submission, like inside the distance, because if it goes long, it could get sketch. But I think he wins the fight, man. So anything else you want to say here?
No, I'm good.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm just looking at the comments. Yeah, I mean, most people like him here too, I think. But some people like Tristan likes Rozenstruik. Yeah, he could get taken down. I think he can beat him on the feet or on the ground. Anyways, again, it's a card where I picked one dog. It was Radzhabov. Marcel picked. Did you pick all the favorites? I think you did, right? Did you pick
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, you picked all the favorites. I think they all probably should win. Let me ask you a question then. Of all the dogs, which do you think has the best chance to win?
Like I said, man, I think Perez Mokaev is a lot more closer than a lot of people think. So,
okay, there you go. What about Matt Schnell? Do you think he's being overlooked at all?
Yeah, maybe he is, but like I said, man, very inconsistent. I don't know. Listen, man, Pedro, I would never put my money on him, but hey, a weird fucking hook. You never know.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. All right, so we're good there. I don't know. This guy keeps asking about Vartan.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw that. I have no idea. Hype 3 MMA. I have no idea, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. Anything else you want to say, man? Anything else you want to talk about really quick before we get out of here? Or are you good?
Maybe I'm good. Maybe you want to look at some fight announcements. Maybe we can do 5 minutes.
Do really quickly. We'll do some fight announcements for you guys. We'll do it really quick. Let me pull it up here. Marcel wants to advertise his.
Yeah, of course. That's why I said it. Yeah.
I don't blame you. Big Marcel 24. Pull it up here. Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
We'll go through a few fights here with Marcel. Here we go. Here's the fight. Ludovit, Klein, AJ Cunningham. We just talked about it. We both like Klein. We don't have odds, but he should be a big favorite. Gene Matsumoto against Dan Argueta. I was a little surprised by this fight because Argueta, he's got 4 fights, but yeah, the Matsumoto guy's pretty legit, right?
Yeah, man, got told about this fight today. I was happy to see Matsumoto getting his debut, and happy to see Argueta back, man. He got 2 no contest back-to-back now because that fight against Jones was overturned in a no contest, right? And before that, he had the Ronnie Lawrence fight. So, yeah, looking forward to it. It should be a fun fight, I think.
Michael Johnson, Matt Frevola. I mean, I think Frevola wins, right?
Yeah, I would say
it's in St. Louis, right? This one.
Yeah, it's like not confirmed, but it's St. Louis, Missouri is what I'm hearing.
Isn't that where Michael Johnson's from? I think he is.
Yeah, that's why he's on the card as well. I think also Charles Johnson is on the card, who is also from St. Louis, Missouri. I think.
Yeah.
So.
All right, a couple other fights: Joel Alvarez, Batals Trubisky. Yeah, I mean they changed the fight because of the what's it called? Visa. By the way, is this Goku? He's got a picture of him. That's awesome.
No.
Right? That's you.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I know Dragon Ball Z, but I can't see it really, to be honest.
I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It is for sure.
Oh yeah, now I see it. You're right. Yeah.
Trubisky, I think, will be favored to win this fight. This guy's super fucking legit. Yeah. Ooh, this is a pretty good looking fight here. Tabitha Ricci, Tisha Torres. Your girl Tabitha. Well, she's not your girl anymore, but your ex girlfriend Tabitha. What do you think?
I mean, it's hard to listen, man. I it's always wondering how somebody comes back from pregnancy. Let's be really honest. Torres was out because she became a mom. Tabitha Ricci, she had a close fight with Godinez last time out. I think she's very talented. We'll see, man. This is some kind of a style matchup. Yeah.
Yeah. Go to the next fight here. Pinheiro versus Hill. Ooh, this is an interesting one, eh?
I favor Hill, to be honest.
Yeah, well, she might win a decision. I gotta think about it more. All these women fights. Vidal Cowan. Vidal girl's like a little bit more impressive, but I don't know. I gotta think about this one a little bit more too.
Listen, man, why all these women fights? Because McMahon works quicker than Sean Shelby.
Oh, there you go. I gotta see her ground game. I don't know how good it is. Gooden and Jusei. Yeah, 2-0 versus 2-4. Kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Jusei, I think, will be favored here.
Mm-hmm.
Sabatini Landwehr is a good fight. I like this one a lot. I don't know. I have to think about this one more. I really don't know. Because Landwehr's pretty fucking good, man. He is. So was Sabatini, though. Yeah. Did we even talk about this Prairie Hill? Did we talk about it?
I don't know if we did.
I think we did last week.
I think we talked about it because it was the main event of 300. Yeah.
I mean, I really don't know. Are there odds out for this fight yet? Like, I gotta check. Are there odds out? Let me see who the favorite is. I'm assuming Pereira will be favored, right?
Alex probably by minus 170, I would say 175 or something.
Minus 150.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, no surprise, I think. But I think Hill, has a chance to win, man. If he grapples, especially, I know that Pereira's been doing his grappling with what's his girlfriend's name? Pollyanna Vienna.
Yeah.
So they're dating, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Good for him, man. I mean, I think she's one of the better looking fighters, so good for him. And is that it? Did we talk about this one? This fight?
No, we haven't. But Polastri was supposed to fight this weekend against Knudsen, right? But Knudsen pulled out, I think, with a back injury. And Luciano was supposed to fight Shauna Bannon, but she also pulled out with an injury. So now they're fighting each other.
Oh, got that one. Did we ever talk about this one? Luque Buckley? I don't think we did either, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Luque was supposed to headline against Brady. Now he's fighting Buckley. I think Luque should win that fight, man, to be really honest.
Yep. Yeah, I can't really remember this guy's fight too much from Contender. I have to look back. But Gabe Green's dropping down the weight to 155, which is kind of interesting, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have to look at that one again. Shabazi and Dobson. Yeah, I mean, Edmund, man, if he loses, he's going to get cut, right? I would imagine.
Yeah, he needs to win this one.
He better win this fight. Dontel Mason, Bigfoot Machado. This fight is terrible. I was going to say that. Yeah, I think a lot of these fights we've talked about. Yeah, this is another one. This is another not great fight. Here's a good fight. I like this one, man. I like this fight.
It's also in St. Louis. Yeah.
This one is? Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't know about this one, though, because as much as I like Terrence, man, I don't trust him after the first 5 minutes. That's the problem, right?
Yeah, but he can get the finish within the 5 minutes, so it's really tricky one,
it's very fucking tricky. Oh, here, they did the grudge match, eh? I mean, I think Alien can just take her down.
I think somebody replied under it, like, Colt, that you picked that picture of, actually, Danny Ruby.
Oh, he's Jocelyn's manager or no?
No, he is not managing both.
Oh, okay. I actually missed this fight now, so I'm glad we went through this. This is a fun fight. This is a fun fight.
It's a good one.
That's in St. Louis. I was shocked when I saw Demopoulos is 4-2 in the UFC. I don't know how, man. I don't know how.
She got lucky with a lot of decisions, dude. Against Barata, against Frey, she got lucky.
Very fucking lucky. This is a fun fight too.
I like it as well. Brazil.
Again, some of these contender guys, I don't really remember them too much. I have
By the way,
watch them. Yeah.
Igor da Silva messaged me. He's like, I'm going to drop the da Silva. I'm going to go with Igor Zaffarino. He's like, too many Brazilians named Silva. So I'm going with Zaffarino.
There is. That's a fun one too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun one. Yeah. All right. Let's go through that. We're good.
He's still booked.
Is Tafa booked still Williams? Yes, Tafa is still booked against Williams. We'll say that, right, Marcel?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right. I think we should end it here. Appreciate you guys joining us today, as always. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, let's get out of here, Marcel. We'll be back next week, guys. We'll recap UFC Vegas 87. I can't wait to preview UFC 299. It's going to be awesome. Amazing card. So have a great week, everyone. Talk to you guys soon. Take care. Peace.